What's going on, guys? My name is Powerbang, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about the 6 most underrated guns in PUBG Mobile, of course, according to my opinion. If you guys want more of my opinions and my tips and tricks, feel free to subscribe to my channel at the link in the description below. I put out PUBG Mobile content every single day on the channel, and guys, if you've not subscribed here at the PUBG Mobile official channel yet, definitely do that. What are you doing? Amazing tricks from myself as well as other creators on the regular. So without further ado, let's get into the countdown. I've chosen 6 different types of weapons today, and I'm gonna start out with the shotgun. First off is the S686 shotgun. Now, the 686 is undoubtedly the least favorite of most PUBG players. Most will opt for the pump shotgun or the S12K Saiga, which is the auto-fire, 8-round magazine, Big Daddy shotguns. Well, the double barrel has limited capacity, but what you see here is it does excel in range. It can do a decent amount of damage, not a lot at range, so it's one weapon that I'll consider keeping if I do end up stuck with it early on in games. It can do a decent amount of damage at range, and that's something that I never want to take for granted. Even here, you'll see that in close quarters is not a bad option, and if you really get stuck, you're going to be able to actually dump the chamber here and shoot more rounds at once. Even if you hit the wall, watch this. Close quarters, you can really dump it into them. Couple shots, and they're done. Our number 5 most underrated weapon, we'll move to the pistols now, is the P18C, and this is the equivalent of the Glock 18. Now, we all know how overpowered this thing is for a pistol when you've got the default full automatic mode on, but what about the semi-auto mode where it's single shots? Look at how good that is from range. Are you kidding me? You can tap fire from range. It's extremely accurate, extremely high capacity magazine, so if you do get this for a pistol, definitely consider turning it to single fire, because even at range, this thing's an absolute monster. But again, guys, it's pretty dominant from full auto as well. We know this. Our number 4 most underrated weapon is the sniper rifle, the Kar98K. Many of you guys know me for this particular weapon, and I'll be the first to tell you that this thing can absolutely wreck shop. Check this out. Headshots with the Kar98 will one-shot kill anyone that is wearing anything other than a level 3 helmet. So one shot, one kill, and that is exactly what you're looking for in this commonly found weapon. Again, we see people up on the ridge here, easily take them out with one shot, and this is why the Kar98 is very underrated. It takes some getting used to, but if you guys can start timing up your shots, getting those headshots, I promise you, you'll like the Kar98 more than the SKS and more than the Mini, no doubt about it. Our number 3 most underrated weapon is something you guys probably would have never suspected, and that is the crossbow. The crossbow is essentially found in early games oftentimes and almost always overlooked, but this thing, if you get in a bind, and especially if you want to stay stealthy, this is an absolute beast. You can see it's a one-shot kill to anyone that is wearing less than a level 3 helmet. It absolutely wrecks people, and also those with low-level chest armor as well. It can still even do a one-shot kill on them, but you see this guy with the level 3 helmet and armor, this is not gonna do the job, so we're gonna have to land a follow-up shot. And of course, if for some reason you miss the follow-up shot and you run out of bolts, well, there's always the, trusty Vector to clean things up. Fire a couple shots, job done. Speaking of the Vector, this is our number 2 most underrated weapon. The Vector is a submachine gun with 3 different firing modes. You've got burst, semi-auto, or single fire, and full automatic. The Vector in full automatic has the fastest fire rate in the game, and this gun is the most damage you can put out of any weapon. It has crazy DPS, 600 damage per second, and you're seeing it used here on burst fire, where up to 150 meters away, it's a one-tap, one shot to the chest and one shot to the head with one single tap. The first bullet hits in the chest low, the second one with the recoil hits high, and as you can see here on this particular fight, I'm shooting low on this guy on purpose, and I still finish the kill with the headshot. 18 kills racked up with the Vector here. It is an absolute monster. The number 1 most underrated weapon is the assault rifle, the M16A4. Now, the M16A4 is not necessarily looked at as a bad weapon or something that's bad. It's always just not preferred. People always will pick up the M4 or even the SCAR over the M16, whereas this thing can put out extremely accurate, extremely concentrated fire. You can see these bursts absolutely mowing down people. It has crazy accuracy, even when firing from the hip. From long range, you can put it on single fire and just tap, 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 destroy people from range. But one thing that I really like about this is even if you're caught off guard, you can fire it from the hip and it just completely mows people down. Meteor getting taken out with a headshot here, firing from the hip. And the single fire is a great option, but even at range, I can do the burst fire with this gun pretty accurately. Once you get used to pulling down just slightly with the burst, you can really put a hurt on your enemy. But at range, single fire seems to be preferred, but you get those red hit markers quite often and take people out, no problem. But then when you get these things taken out at range, it's just a fantastic weapon overall. You can keep people at bay, and as you can see, I've racked up 14 kills already with the M16. So let's see this game out and see if we can pick up the victory here. 7 alive, 14 kills left, and we are rocking that M16. Somebody trying to get into that warehouse, but with the burst fire, we're able to stop them. A couple bursts landed at range, and people just die. One trick that I have with the M16 is if you're having trouble aiming, fire at somebody's belly button or lower chest area, and you're gonna get one to the abdomen, one to the chest, one to the head. You'll get those headshots just like this right here. Headshot with the red hit marker, and Dude Rancher is taken down with the M16 in no time at all. The 2-time scope seems to work best with the M16, but we are down to the final 2, and it looks like we need to push ourselves into the circle, and we are currently outside of it, and there's a lot of fortified positions that this guy could be hiding in. No idea where he's at currently. We'll go ahead and smoke off our approach, and once we start to find our way in, we really have to find this guy in a hurry. So once we decide that the zone is going to be forcing us to move, we're going to go ahead and use those smokes that we threw for cover. And once we come out of it, I do notice in the doorway, check it out. You can see when we zoom in with the 2 times here, he's peeking out. One burst with the hit marker lets me know he's there, and we follow up with 2 more bursts, and just like that, the M16A4 carries us to victory. Now guys, hopefully you enjoyed my list of the 6 most underrated weapons in PUBG Mobile, being topped off by the M16. Let me know which your secret weapon is, the weapon that no one thinks is good but you, in the comments below, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode, y'all. Like the video if you did, and make sure you subscribe for more PUBG Mobile action.